I'm making this video in order to help students for complete the task for June 23rd. We're going to review the concept of multiplication and division. Something very important is the vocabulary. So factor times factor equals product. We review this. This is something everyone should know, but we are doing the review. So 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor, and 12 is a product. Factor times factor equals product. Multiplication is repeated addition. So this number means how many times we are going to add the 4. The 4 is the number that we are adding 3 times. And when we add, the sum is 12. So one more time, 3 times 4, factor times factor equals product. Now, division, vocabulary for division. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. In this example, 12 is the dividend, the big amount. 4 is the divisor, how many groups we form, and 3 is the quotient, meaning that how many elements in each group. So if you have $12 and you divide in 4 groups, in 4 people, 4 persons, $3 is the amount that each person is going to receive. So that's the concept of division. That's a model. If we have 12 elements, 12 wholes, could be candy, could be anything, cookies, whatever, 12, and we make 4 groups because the divisor is 4, we have 3 in each group. That's a quotient. That's another way to represent the division. We draw boxes, and inside each box there is three tally marks. Also, we can write number 3 in each one. It's the same. We can use the number 3 or the tally marks. It's the same. This is a model for division. Could be also a model for multiplication, because division and multiplication are opposite operations. Like 12 times 4 is 12 divided by 4 equals 3, and the opposite, 3 times 4 equals 12. Okay, one more time. 12 is the dividend, the whole, the total. 4 is the divisor, how many groups we are forming. And 3 is the quotient, how many elements inside each group. So the quotient is just one of this. Okay, we use another vocabulary. Total for dividend, groups for divisor, and the quotient is how much in each group. Now, before we do the question, suppose you don't have the dividend. How can you get it? Suppose you don't have this 12. How can you get the 12? By multiplying the quotient times the divisor, and you get the dividend one more time. Suppose you don't have the dividend. Then you have to guess. Then you have to calculate. How can you get the number? By multiplying the quotient times the divisor. And then you have the divisor, the dividend. So the dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. One more time. We have to repeat this many times until you got it. So this is the first question, and the question is about decimals. You can read the question, pause the video, and when we return, we're going to do this with a student, a fourth grader. Let's see. Jaylene, open your camera. Okay. We have here this problem. Will you please read it?
In the models below, a large square represents 1. A bar represents 1/10, and a small square represents 100.
Hasta ahí. Stop. So a large square represents 1. So this is a large square. In the question number 3. A bar represents 1/10. Where do you see a bar?
I see 1 bar in question number 1.
How many bars do you see here inside?
3.
3 bars. Okay, and where do you see a small square?
In question 3,
Okay.
I see 4.
Four little squares which represents hundreds. So repeat with me. Say with the answer. 1 square represents what?
1 square represents 1.
A bar represents what?
1/10.
And a little square represents?
100.
100. Okay, continue the reading. All divisors?
All divisors are full numbers. Write the division equation each model represents.
So you're going to write a division, a number sentence, but no an addition, no a multiplication, because you can use this for addition and multiplication. But you're going to write for division. So what are the parts of division?
Divisor.
First is what?
Dividend.
Okay.
Then is divisor.
Divided by divisor. Equals what?
Quotient.
Quotient. So you need to know this. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. Now, if you know this, this is going to be very easy. Now, the dividend is the big part. The divisor is how many? How many?
The quotient is how many?
The divisor is how many?
They are.
How many groups?
They are.
They are. And the quotient is?
The total.
No. What is the quotient? How much in?
Each group.
How much in each group? That's the quotient. So let's represent number 1. What do you see there?
On number 1, I see 5 groups.
5 groups, which is the divisor.
Each group has 3 tenths.
3 tenths inside, which is what?
0.3. 3 tenths.
3/10. Okay. So the dividend, how do you obtain the dividend? By multiplying what?
The quotient times the divisor.
When you multiply quotient times divisor, you get the dividend. Okay. So how much is 3/10 times 5?
We can do like, it's just there's no decimal point, and we do 5 times 3 equals 15, but like there's decimal point is 1.5.
Okay. So let's see if it has cents. Suppose you have $1. How much is this in dollars?
$1.50.
Is not $5, $1.05?
No, because it's in the place of the tenth, not third.
Right. So $1.50 divided in 5 parts. How much is each person is going to receive?
30 cents.
30 cents. It has cents?
Yes.
Correct. So we solved question number 1. Let's go to question number 2. What do you see? Okay, it was how we solve question number 1, or the first part of question number 1. So let's review this first part. You see this model, and you have to do a division. You have to write a division. How can you write the division? First, you see the groups. How many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. Then you say, this is the divisor. This is my divisor. Then, what do you see inside, which is the quotient? 3 bars, and each bar is 1/10. 3 bars is 3/10. How do you write 3/10? 0.3. Now you need to guess what is the dividend. Remember, the dividend is here. Here is the dividend. How can you get the dividend? Well, you multiply this 0.3 quotient times this number here, and you get the dividend. Okay, now remember, 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Remember, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so you multiply 0.3 times 5. You have to know how to multiply decimals. You can add 5 times this, but you can multiply 3 times 5 and then put the decimal point. Okay, the dividend is the total. So 5 times 3 is 15, but 5 times 0.3 is 1.5. 1 whole and 5/10. And this is your answer. This is your number sentence, and is a division. So this is what you have to do in the next 3 questions. We solve this, number 1. You have to do number 2, number 3, and number 4 for question number 1. This is all of this is question number 1. You have to solve first this and then go to question 2, 3, and 4 in your task. Don't forget to upload and click in Turn In. This is the end of the video.